started. Sooners will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Give to the running back. And the visitors start their day with nothing. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Let's talk for a second about Iowa State. Great pickup on the defensive front. Three-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week. And you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough. At this level, that's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And just some of these guys, they're not as refined, but they've got the tools, right? And so I think he's got the tools. And this is a guy that you can build around that defensive line. You need all the big bodies you can get.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. They're working that left side. There he goes. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
We always talk about Yak, and that was third and very manageable. They were just throwing the ball to the sticks, just trying to pick up a simple first. But when you've got playmakers like that can do things after the catch, any play can be an explosive one, and you saw it right there. Tremendous job getting it to him early, and he does the rest.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. On the move, it's Wilcox. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
The Cyclones have their offense in high gear. Run in the red zone. It's Wilcox. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And this offense knew coming into the game, when they get to the red zone, it's going to be tough sledding because it's hard to run, especially against this physical defense. They're one of the top 5 defenses stopping the run, and you know.
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cyclones! You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Harmon. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Unloads quickly. Works his way to the 38 after gaining 5.
Love the play call on the RPO. That time the defender bites on the run fake, and that opens up the window for the slant coming in behind it. Nice job.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Pulls it and fires to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Ooh, and that was close for the offense. They try to go wide receiver screen. They're counting on that receiver beating that defender. Wasn't able to make a miss that time, but if I'm on offense, I'm going back to that play later.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Quarterback making adjustments. Wants to keep it in the air. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. That's caught. It's Richardson. And he'll be smacked to the ground.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
The Sooners come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. And the Sooners will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Sends his first one of the day on the way. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week. Just called on one time. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
And I think on that last play, it's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over from the moment the ball left his hand.
Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge 3rd down play. It's complete to the left. He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one.
Awesome job there on 3rd down by the QB, working through his progressions. He wanted to go downfield, but the defense took everything away. So his eyes come down. He finds the drag route underneath, makes a good throw, and his guy does the rest to pick up the first.
Looking for room. It's Wilcox. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
That's the end of the period, and Iowa State has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Looking to fire. Got it behind the line. It's Casey. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Complete to the right. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Caught in the backfield, it's Wilcox. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. And the Cyclones with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And they've converted their first 2 third-down opportunities, but a third and long is a different animal. He's looking downfield to throw. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on third down.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Cyclones will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 20. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. They really need to find a way to punch back on this drive, already down 14. To the air on first down. Looking deep. What a grab along the right sideline for the huge play. Another big completion for the Sooners, and that's right in keeping with that legacy of great quarterbacks.
Just dudes that can spin it. The offense is always fun. It's always fast. There's a lot of things about Oklahoma that you can count on. And offense and great quarterback play is always one.
They'll send the tight end in motion. The give to the tailback. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The Sooners now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. He'll take it himself. Thrust that arm out. He steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right? Having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his hand down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
The Sooners come to the line on third and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Well, they're trying to go toss to get to the perimeter, but how about the DBs beating their blocks and using their speed to get upfield and create the negative play?
After that last loss, it's 2nd and 12. Making side adjustments here. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Using his feet to buy time. Breaks into the open. Got enough space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
I mean, you talk about calling a pretty good defense you feel good about, and you take away the pass, and what does the quarterback do? He pulls it down and just shows the speed, basically becomes a running back, takes it all the way to the house, and makes your defense look silly.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll run it from the gun. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on 3rd down. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as it gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this and put him on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position to play in college football.
Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Across the 25, he's got room. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal.
And that's the dangerous part about this offense, man. They'll get the ball out to a receiver that can do that. That can make plays after the catch. Hard to bring down, hard to tackle. That's why this offense can be so explosive.
And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Caught in the backfield. It's Harmon. And they get him, and they'll lose yardage on that completion.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
How about this defense digging in its heels after the big play? It's now 3rd and goal. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He's trying to get it in. Touchdown Sooners! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now? Going into the half with the lead, with the momentum.
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. They'll go to the ground. Oh, he's got some space. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking, more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. It's a great job.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. How about that Mike linebacker bringing the heat right up the middle?
Right down Broadway, right in the middle of the defense. This is the guy that sees everything, makes all the calls, and you could tell he knew where he was coming downhill. It came wide open, and he comes to the quarterback and gets the sack.
And the Cyclones have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Catch in the middle. It's Casey. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He stopped short of the 40, right at the 39, and it's 4th down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. The Cyclones will punt this one away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Cyclones will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Returns to the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the 3rd quarter.
Well, and I think defensively you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback, then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They'll move the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
He might want another play. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He rifles one deep down the right side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. And the Sooners will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Wants to return it. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. After 3 consecutive punts, we'll see if they can dial up something that can get this offense moving forward. And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the...
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, giving those receivers faces. Don't let them feel comfortable in run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone where my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
The Cyclones will call on their punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. First play of the drive, wants to throw. The short hands, it's Harmon. Turning it on! They make the stop at the 41, but it's a 15-yard pickup, and they're rolling with a first down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page.
Going for the big play. Snags it. And he slipped through the crowd, and Hill has it. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Iowa State sending the offense back out. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Quarterback on the keeper. Finding an escape route. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. And the Cyclones want to move quickly.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Tight end now in motion. Second down, they'll go to the air. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got his man. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They were counting on making a few yards after the catch on third down. Instead, they're staring at fourth.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you trust your guy. You throw it to him and you say, I can make somebody miss or lower my shoulder and get to the sticks. The defense had none of that. Nice job tackling. Nice job forcing the fourth down.
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you have a prominent jawline and an urgent resolve. They'll go for it. And the pass is incomplete on fourth down, but hold on just a second. We've got to see what the flag's about. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. He wants to change this route. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Stands in and takes the hit. Fires and picked off.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
To the ground with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, and this offense has it going.
How about the hit on the tight end there? They knew they had to bring the lumber on the big fella to bring him down, and they just blew him up.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Wants to go up top. Caught behind the line. It's Wilcox. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Buys a little time. On the run, fires downfield. Finds him out of the backfield. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
And no messing around right now if you're on offense. This is the time where execution has got to be at a premium. You need to hit completions, David. They need some big plays.
And you just want to keep pressuring them and keep making them use the clock, give them the underneath stuff. And again, when they drive the football down the field, I just can't give up touchdowns. Field goal at this point is not going to hurt my defense.
Rush is on him. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on downs.
And you had to. I mean, the offense had to be aggressive. You're down multiple scores. You needed to make something happen right now. You had to be aggressive. I think you had to go for it on that fourth down. Now, obviously, game's looking like it might get out of hand.
The quick out. No chance to run, but still a good gain.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
The Sooners can really attack on this second and short. Quarterback making checks. They'll try to get outside. Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29.
And just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. First down.
Lets it fly. Finds a man on the right.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
The Sooners in a good spot here with second and short. They'll run play action. Looking to the end zone. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. Bringing it back. He's inside the 40. At the 20. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
And that might be the break that the defense needed to try and claw their way back into this game. The offense is sitting there in the red zone, David. If they get a touchdown there, this game feels like it's going to be over. What a great job and phenomenal effort getting the turnover and giving some life back into their sideline.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Brought it back to the 6-yard line after making the interception.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
He's stopping behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. There he goes. Forced out of bounds right at the 20-yard line, and that's the kind of play that can really get a drive going.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to...
It's a running room. Running inside the 20. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Sooner.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Kickoff unit on the field. this lead. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that front.
Wide open spaces. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
Fires toward the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Going the other way, and he's got room. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. Breaks into the open. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk plays.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially in the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
The defense really gets it. They understand what's going on. The quarterback is a threat to run the football. I have to understand that. It changes the way I play defense. Am I going to have more speed on the field? Whatever I do, I got to make sure I do what they did right there. Focus in on the QB, lock in, and make sure he doesn't beat me.
Stuff on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Pulls it in. It's Richardson. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Punt is in the air. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. First play of the drive will come from the 9-yard line. On the run, it's Wilcox. Never underestimate the power of moving forward and creating breathing room. He's up to the 17.
I love the play call there, and I love the run for a variety of reasons. Obviously, you're trying to settle your quarterback down after throwing 2 picks in the last 2 drives, but also you're able to generate a really nice game for this offense and make 2nd and short so much easier, so much more manageable. It just allows your quarterback, too, to take a breath and exhale.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
Now from their own 20-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. He wants a big play here late. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Trying to take it back. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal.
Going for it all. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down, still trying to execute their offense, still trying to make big plays, and they've had a great day so far.
Quarterback may change this route. Back to pass on second down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Harmon. And they just can't square him up, and he gets down to the 36. And the Sooners really need to keep this drive alive on third down. They're wanting to pile up some extra points. He's going for a big play downfield. And it's picked off for the third time today. And he's brought down after the pick, and time has expired here in the fourth. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good game plan offensively and defensively coming into this one, David. There were some matchups on the field they thought they could exploit. We saw that happen here.
No doubt. Good job by this coaching staff, understanding who's out there to make plays, feeding them the football, offense, defense, special teams, all working together to get the W.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For